Humanity has always shared a complex biochemical weapon that destroys blood cells and muscle tissue. Once injected, it can cause internal bleeding, tissue decay, and organ failure. Throughout the world, such snakes are responsible for thousands of injuries each year, yet they rarely strike without reason. Theirs is a language of warning. The rhythmic rattle of a tail, the flattening of a hood, the hiss that echoes through grass, all reminders that nature speaks before it attacks. Those who fail to listen often learn the hard way. While some snakes rely on brute toxicity, others operate through precision. Neurotoxic species such as the Taipan and Cobra possess venoms that shut down the body's nervous system, paralyzing muscles and halting the breath of life itself. One drop can stop a heart. Yet these snakes are not hunters of humans. They prefer isolation, striking only when provoked or cornered. In the vast emptiness of deserts, forests, and plains, they represent not evil but equilibrium. Creatures that kill to live, never to conquer. Their venom, a blend of chemistry and evolution, remains one of the most advanced biological mechanisms on Earth. Even within the ocean, snakes have evolved into masters of another world. Sea snakes glide effortlessly between coral reefs, their bodies designed for fluid motion and endurance. They can hold their breath for over 30 minutes, diving deep beneath the surface where few predators follow. Their venom is extraordinarily potent, allowing them to immobilize prey in seconds. Yet their nature is calm and deliberate. They bite rarely and retreat often. In them, one finds a balance between danger and serenity, a reminder that strength does not always roar. Sometimes it simply glides in silence. Snakes have also become unwilling teachers to humanity. Every year, scientists and herpetologists dedicate their lives to studying them, often at great personal risk. Many have been bitten in the pursuit of understanding, their lives hanging in the balance as venom coursed through their veins. Yet from their pain and survival has emerged progress. Antivenoms have been developed through their research, saving countless lives around the world. In a poetic twist, the very substance that once brought death now creates life. Venom has even become a source of medicine, used in the treatment of blood disorders, heart disease, and neurological conditions. The serpent, once feared for its poison, now contributes to healing. Beyond biology, the snake carries deep symbolic meaning. It sheds its skin not in vanity, but in renewal, a gesture of transformation and rebirth. Ancient civilizations saw in this act the eternal cycle of life and death, the constant evolution of the spirit. From the temples of Egypt to the myths of India, the serpent has always stood at the threshold between worlds, between knowledge and danger, destruction and creation. Its silence speaks volumes about patience. Its strike teaches a consequence of disrespecting balance. Throughout history, fear has often clouded understanding. Humans have hunted and killed snakes out of instinctive terror. Yet snakes strike humans only as a last resort. They are not born with malice. They are born with purpose. Every coil, every flick of the tongue, every glimmer of the eye serves a single Anita Finch was never like other children. While others played with dolls or dreamed of fairy tales, she was fascinated by creatures that most people feared. Her obsession with reptiles began at a young age, and although it made her an outsider, she never stopped feeling drawn to them. Teased at school and misunderstood by her peers, Anita learned to keep her passion hidden from the world. As an adult, she built her own quiet refuge in a small trailer home, a space that became both her sanctuary and her prison. Inside, she surrounded herself with aquariums and glass enclosures filled with snakes, each labeled with care and affection. To her, they weren't monsters. They were misunderstood beings of beauty and power. But her world of calm fascination was one that few around her could understand. Friends and co-workers worried about her safety, warning her that keeping dangerous reptiles was risky. Yet Anita believed she could handle them. She told herself that respect, routine, and knowledge were enough to maintain control. Her calm demeanor and quiet confidence gave others the impression that she had mastered her unusual passion. But behind the closed door of her home, she lived on a fragile line between admiration and danger. Over time, Anita's fascination deepened into obsession. She began to seek rarer, more exotic, and more venomous snakes to add to her growing collection. Without the proper permits or safety equipment, she obtained one of the most dangerous species in existence, a serpent whose venom could kill in minutes. It was her prized possession, the ultimate symbol of her lifelong fascination with the mysterious and the forbidden. Those who knew her recall how she spoke about it with reverence, describing its beauty as though it were a piece of art rather than a living weapon. To Anita, this was the pinnacle of her dedication, the crown jewel of her collection. But fascination can easily turn fatality when passion blinds reason. One quiet December evening, everything changed. After several days without hearing from her, a friend grew concerned and went to her trailer. When no one answered the door, they called for help. What authorities discovered inside would haunt them for years. The air inside was heavy, filled with a distinct scent of reptiles and decay. The dimly lit room was scattered with glass tanks, open cages, and handwritten notes. Blood-stained parts of the floor, a grim sign of what had occurred. In the bathroom, Anita's lifeless body was found. On her hand were 2 deep puncture marks, distinct, deliberate, and unmistakable. Investigators quickly determined that the wounds were caused by one of her own venomous snakes. She had likely been bitten while cleaning or handling it, and in her final moments, she attempted to save herself. Next to her was a note with the name of a hospital that carried the specific antivenom she needed, a desperate message written by someone who knew exactly what was happening to her but could do nothing to stop it. The venom had acted fast, shutting down her body within minutes. Alone and unseen, she had faced the full consequence of her devotion. Anita's story spread through the community as both a tragedy and a warning. Some saw her as reckless, others as brave, a woman who lived and died for what she loved. But beneath the tragedy lies a deeper reflection on human nature itself. Curiosity and fascination drive us to explore the unknown, yet sometimes our pursuit of understanding blinds us to danger. Anita's story is not just about snakes or science. It is about the boundaries between passion and peril, about how isolation can amplify obsession, and how love for something wild can consume the one who nurtures it. Her life reminds us that the line between control and chaos is thinner than we think. In the end, Anita became a victim not of malice or accident, but her own unyielding belief that she could coexist with danger. Her story echoes a timeless truth, that nature, no matter how tamed it seems, will always reclaim its power. What began as a fascination ended as a fatal reminder that some forces are meant to be respected from a distance, not embraced within the fragile walls of our human world.